I love this show. I wish we can, I hope we can do more of it, because I also feel that it's because we're also not educating enough. A lot of this kind of events don't hold, where people, very experienced people are able to use their platform. I mean, look at the Obi Kobana stuff. Is it Obi Kobana now? Yeah. A lot of people didn't know how the guy started. Now, young people just want to be able to start spraying money in bundle. And even as at today, people do not even understand the business around that entire burial. The guy opened, I think, 2 or 3 guest houses before he buried his mother. So technically, that burial was marketing to bring everybody to come and lodge. Where did everybody who came lodge? His hotel. Right? So I could break that. I can tell you 101 lesson from that burial, business lesson. But an average person, and I say this often, is a powerful quotable quote. Poor people do what their mates. Poor people try to impress people who don't care. Right? And then poor people do, okay, what their mates, okay, are doing. Rich people do what their mates are not doing. That's why they can afford what their mates cannot afford tomorrow. Which is, for example, you delay gratification. Right? Which is, for example, sometimes, yes, you want to do elaborate wedding or burial. Are you at the level of financial capacity as these people who are doing it? My wedding were less than 20. The reception was in our living room. I was no burden to nobody. There was no Ashwebi. Today, if I'm burying my father, by default, I won't even spend my money. Those who will bring cow, those who will be. So if I now do an elaborate stuff, you want to compare. And we need to begin to educate our people. Life is in phases. Men are in sizes. Live your size part time. Don't just start a life and compare yourself with anybody. You don't know what is happening behind the scene. You don't know the business dimension to what they are doing. All this paparazzi. You don't even know whether it's marketing.
Before we got our house in Nigeria,
yeah,
my wife and I practically drove a car for almost a year. For almost a year. And people say, oh, Seyi, see, it is you that know Seyi. I am the Seyi. I am the one who knows what I am gunning for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even when my wife was going to move here, and I spoke to, another thing is people should have financial advisors. People you can talk to that can give you advice on your
sound finance. Advice. Sound. Not people who don't have results.
My wife coming to school here was going to be impacted by the kids. That means she won't be able to walk. And that means everything is going to be dependent on what is coming from Nigeria.
Yeah.
And every day, pounds keep increasing. And that means that I have a decision to take on how I'm going to live to manage here and Nigeria. And I have to calculate it on the long term. Yeah. What is it going to be cost? What will be the cost for staying here in a year?
Yeah.
We're talking of 25, 30 million on a yearly basis.
Wow.
Outside Nigeria. Who fees inclusive. And then, by the time we had started, the COVID struck. And we are able to survive it. And the thing is, the date of payment is the date of payment.
They don't send you.
And that means that we have to take decisions based on what is going to happen. We have to be able to put our best foot forward. How are we going to be able to balance this? How are we going to be able to do this? Thank God for a wonderful woman who is my wife. She decided to deprive herself some of the, probably benefit that she usually while she was in Nigeria, she was making her own money. Her own money was just to complement. Now she's schooling, depriving herself the opportunity of making her own money.
Absolutely.
And then she's putting that on hold for something that is greater. She could say, since you said you are the one that said I shouldn't work. Oh yeah, my Gucci bag, this one. But then she decided, see, leave all those ones first. When I'm done with this school, I will do the work.
Absolutely.
That is somebody who is forward thinking. Sharing the body. Not minding some people will say, oh, is that Sheila's wife? Why am I seeing her inside Zara and not Gucci store? But Nigerians, you see somebody who just started today. It is Gucci money that you are looking for instead of investment money.
Absolutely.
Like somebody said, delay gratification for a better tomorrow.
Absolutely. I mean, I looked at, something very funny. I was in our US office last 2 weeks ago. So they've been on my neck. I met one of my mentor, Grant Cardone. So his people reach out to me. They say I should come and buy private jets. Well, in my mind, I'm not ready for it. But there's nothing wrong. Let's listen. At the end of the day, and power of delay gratification. And they broke down the benefits. You're into real estate. Of course, this is just a marketing tool. And you can rent out the private jet. You even make more than what you are paying on the private jet. And yet you are able to use it on marketing too. And when we broke it down, it was something doable. And we're currently working on it. But what I almost felt like crying. Because this was the same me, 2012. I had my office then opposite Ikeja. And I used to take Molue because I had to live in Songota. It was cheaper to live in Songota. Office is the one bringing money, not house. So I live in Songota. My office was in opposite Comta Village. I took Molue, I got to my office, opened my email. The first mail is, you call yourself CEO. I just saw inside Molue now. Which yes CEO. I just saw you inside Molue. And I was like, for me, it was no big deal. It's my level for now. But I remember how I told my staff that day, I said, one day this person will see me flying all over the world. And God will keep him alive to see it. You can see how humbly, easily these things are happening today. So, you're very right about it's you that know where you're going. And I want to encourage those of us who are based in the UK to come out tomorrow and let's have a great time together. It is you that know where you're going. Stop this, because our people do too much of trying to please people, trying to look like it. I tell people, a lot of people would rather look like being rich rather than actually being rich.
Being rich.
Right? They prefer to look like being rich instead of actually being rich. And you have to make up your mind and say, at this point, I am interested in being rich. No more looking like being rich. And I can assure you it's a lot easier, okay, if you follow the right path and you have mentorship and you have people holding you by the hand. Tomorrow, by the grace of God, we're going to be looking at that. How do you build wealth through real estate? And it doesn't matter which level you are. The good news, like I said, we also have 70 properties here in the UK. If you help us refer people to us, you get commission and you make cool money for yourself, right? And that is also another source. And you don't need to quit your job to be able to make extra income referring people to our UK property. And even if you still refer people to our Nigerian property or
property, you still make money.
Or US property, you still make money. So it doesn't matter which one. We are actually currently the only Nigerian real estate firm, okay, who actually has real estate properties we're marketing across 4 continents of the world. The only one. Nobody else is doing it. All our other competitors, when they come here, they are only marketing their Nigerian property, right? We now, in the UK, in the US, in Dubai, right? We actually have UK property for you, US property for you, Dubai property for you. The Nigerian one is a bonus. If you still want to do it, absolutely knock yourself out.
You know, I was even discussing with somebody, and the person was lamenting about going back to Nigeria to invest. And really, the person invested in properties in Nigeria. But calculating the exchange rate now, taking a loan from here and taking it back to Nigeria to invest. With the current exchange rate, the person is at a loss already. Serious loss already. And it is because a lot of them don't know what they can do in terms of property investment in this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am not against you going back to Nigeria to have an investment in Nigeria. Trust me, I'm not against that. But understand properly what you want to do. Where are you earning from? Where are you investing in? You need to understand it.
Yeah.
So if you are in the UK, tomorrow is an opportunity for you to come and learn about how it is done here in the UK. Don't live in the UK and retire at 65 and still be looking for a place where you can babysit somebody's children. The white will invest and invest and invest, and by the time they are 60, 65, an old woman from the UK here is in the Gambia with a young small boy from the Gambia massaging her feet.
I think that's what's happening right now, even in Nigeria, where you see this older in Ikoyi registry, older women, European women or white women who marry this young 20-something. I mean, somebody older than his mother. You know, because the woman, you know, invested when she was young, and now, you know,
her money is paying her bills and even paying for extras.
Absolutely. Right. If I can do it without joining politics, without becoming from a rich home. I was born in Maiduguri in the northern part of Nigeria. Anybody can do it. You just need to believe it's possible. And the journey starts one day. The journey of 1,000 lives.
Maybe you should tell them you started reading at the age of 13.
Absolutely. It's important to know that the journey isn't that easy. It's easier now. But
yes. And you know, when you said you started with 1,000 naira, some of them will be looking like, real estate with 1,000 naira.
No, what's it?
He actually started with SMS.
Bulk
SMS.
Yes.
Bulk SMS.
Yes.
So,
real estate was 6 years ago. We started with bulk SMS. By 2015, we're one of the largest. You know, we're over hundreds of millions. And then 2015, we diversified into real estate. But yeah, we started quite small, and it's a good journey. That's also why I decided to author my book. It's a good story because we do not have people telling their stories. And I think that's the reason why people are doing Yahoo Yahoo. That's why people are doing crime. That's why a hush puppy has to be your mentor, because those who did it legitimately are not coming out. They are not writing books about it. They are not sharing their story. They are not. And I do a lot of talking nowadays, not even for any reason, but because we need positive role models. I don't want my children to grow up and just build and just. I hope that by the time my children are grown, we'll have more successful Nigerians in diaspora. Not just because, I mean, see what music is doing right now. We are colonizing the world. I mean, don't get it twisted. Whiskey, Davido, Burna Boy, they have go to New York. You will be hearing Nigerian songs like you are in Nigeria.
Even here in the UK, you enter River Island. They are playing one Nigerian Bedu from the speaker.
We can do the same in business. We can do the same. And that's a proof to us that once we unite, the only reason why that is working is how many artists are fighting each other. There are one or two disagreements, but it's not that we are united around our music, right? We are united. And if we begin to do the same in entrepreneurship, somebody said, what I do is more of democratized entrepreneurship and business. And I agree, that's what I'm really doing. If we can get more of our people in this part of the world, start owning. Thank God that you are working. We are the best nurses. We are the best doctors here in the UK, in the US. We don't have a Nigerian-owned hospital. How bad. We are going to keep that now.
You're not talking about the US. I was in Maryland and I met some Ethiopians.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how they came to, like more or less colonize the taxi industry, the cab industry in the US. And trust me, when you hear these people's modus operandi, you will understand the way they work. It's in the power of collaboration.
Absolutely.
The power of collaboration, unity. It doesn't take anything away from you. That's why I am so open. You can even at some point they were saying that because when people like us started comedy, we met some senior colleagues in the industry, and it was a bit of a gap between us. Like, then you are seeing this senior colleague where he's standing with his friend, you can't even move close. To go and say you want to go and stand. But for me, the moment I joined and I started growing, it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted other people to have the opportunity. And I am not saying it to boast about it. I thank God for giving me the strength to be able to do it. My colleagues can attest to the fact that I am probably, if not the first, probably the second or third most helpful comedian.
Wow.
That provide assistance.
Wow.
There are times that my wife will be like, 5 events in a day, none of them is giving you 10 kobo.
Wow.
Because I will go out to support younger colleagues. Sometimes drive as far as Songwater. Sometimes I'll go to Ojodu. Sometimes Ibadan. This one, not collecting 50 kobo. And I say it all the time that I have done more free events than I have done paid events.
Wow.
But it has not reduced, it has not taken away anything from me.
Powerful.
It hasn't taken away anything from me. Because those boys today, like I always tell people, one of the things that some people fail to understand, your network is the summation of your networks plus the summation of the network of the people that you have helped.
True.
Because somehow, if you look at somebody like AY, by the time you see a Seyi Law, Seyi Law is AY's boy. You say that. So when you are looking at AY, you are not just seeing AY, you're seeing AY standing on the shoulder of a Seyi Law because he helped Seyi Law to grow. And that's what some people don't understand. if you help others to grow, you are automatically going to be riding on their shoulders. Right now, they are standing on your shoulder to stand.
Yeah.
They're leaning on you to stand. By
Yeah.
the time they find their feet, you will be riding on their shoulders.
Absolutely.
You know, so we must learn